how many episodes of The Kardashians have you ever watched?
0.
How many episodes of The Bachelor have you ever watched?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, a few. That's embarrassing, but yes.
Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. Recorded right here in Celina, Texas, a quiet little dusty, sleepy town that has absolutely nothing going on. Welcome to another episode of CelinaRadio.com. Guys, today we've got Jim Scano on the show, and if you don't know Jim, then you certainly know his business, Atomic T-Shirts. He is a fixture around Celina, Texas. He's very engaged and very involved. He's also very funny. He's one of those guys that you hardly ever see without a big smile on his face. So I had a blast talking to him. You're going to have a really good time listening in on our conversation, and we're going to find out all about how he got to Celina, how he got in the t-shirt business, and what he does right now to give back to the firefighting community. It's an amazing story. You're really going to like it. So guys, sit back and let's talk to Jim Scano. Guys, I am sitting here right now with Jim Scano. It is Scano, correct?
It is Scano. Thank you.
And not Scano, because I want to try and say Scano, but I understand that your brother actually uses a variation of Scano. How does he say it?
He does. He says Scano. He likes to have that Italian inflection in the name, but it's actually, we go by Scano.
Right. And his first name's not Guido or anything like that, right?
It could be, but it's Jeff.
Okay. And we're sitting here right now in your t-shirt shop, and tell us, you just recently moved over here. You've got Atomic T-shirts right here in Celina, Texas. Kind of give me the quick version of what you've got going on here.
Yeah, so we're sitting here in Atomic T-shirts up on the second floor. We moved to this location in August. We originally started Atomic T-shirts in 2015 over there by Celina Star Cafe, kind of on the corner of Pecan and Preston. And then we moved to this location and rebuilt this from the ground up over here in this little industrial complex over off of Oklahoma. But we moved over here last August, so it's been almost a year.
Very, very good. And you've got more than just Atomic T-shirts going on out of here. What's the other thing that you've got? It's more of, I guess it's related to fire department, fire stuff. What is that?
For sure it is. We actually, when I was a fireman in Dallas in 2011, I started a company called Firehouse Shirt Club. And basically it's an e-commerce business. It's a t-shirt club for people that are, like the fire service, maybe retired firemen, wannabe firemen, current firemen, whatever. And every month what we do is we feature a different t-shirt from all around the world from different fire stations. And we send that t-shirt out to our members. So our members, they pay, whatever it is, $23 a month, and they get a t-shirt in the mail with a little card insert that talks about that fire station. And then, of course, the fire stations like to work with us because we make a really nice donation back to the fire station for featuring them, for allowing us to feature them.
So Atomic T-shirts, that's kind of been a staple around Celina for some time. And like you said, you used to be located over there close to Preston Road, kind of in there where the Celina Star Cafe and all of that. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And so at that time, you had the cafe next door probably and some stuff like that. Now you've got some new neighbors. So how often are you over at Rollertown, and how often do you go next door and start throwing axes?
Do I have to disclose that? Is that necessary?
I think when you signed the release, I think that was part of it. But how often are you at Rollertown? Is that pretty often since you're right here?
Dude, on Fridays, we like to go over to Rollertown. Wife might, swing by here on her way, and, before we go out to dinner or something and swing by Rollertown. Not as much as I probably should, but we do like to go over there. It's a great place, and we love the axe guys next door as well.
Throwing the axes is a blast. Is that not the funnest thing ever?
Dude, it's great. If you haven't done it, it's great. It's great for small business, what am I trying to say? Like get out, when you get out and hang out with your coworkers, also like churches and things like that. It's awesome. And the people that run it are fantastic.
Very, very good. And tell me, I'm looking across your place here, and this is large. How many square feet are we taking in this new building now?
Yeah, so when we rented the space, we're actually renting 3,600 square feet. But when I designed it and we built it, we added about 800 square feet in a second floor, kind of a mezzanine. So we're actually about 4,400 square feet. Don't tell the owners because they might start charging me more rent. But officially 3,600, but we use about 4,400.
And I see a lot of machines down there. So some of these machines with these big screens on them, what is all this?
Yeah, those are our printing presses, our screen printing presses. We've got a manual that we started with in 2015. That was our first piece of equipment. And then since then, we've added a couple of automatics. But yeah, they're just more automated ways to do traditional screen printing.
Right. And give me an idea of like, what is a typical client profile for Atomic T-shirts? Like, who would you make T-shirts for?
Great question. We do T-shirts really for a lot of people. We have small businesses come in, that need T-shirts for their car washing business or their landscape business. But we also do T-shirts for large corporations as well. Nickels and dimes, for example. The guys down here on Preston, they've got that house where they run out of. They have arcades and such all over the country. They're a big customer of ours. Actually, Roller Town, we do a lot of stuff for Roller Town. A lot of local businesses as well. But there's not really. We do churches. We do a lot of stuff for the ISDs. Work a lot with the schools. Just really a lot of different companies.
And I'm really, really curious what kind of journey it is that gets you from in your past as a firefighter to making T-shirts and becoming such a staple in the business community with all these T-shirts and stuff. What's that journey?
Man, it's been a long one, I'll tell you. You ask my wife, and she says, I've done all sorts of things, and I have. I actually had an engineering company back in the day, right? Not too far out of high school, over in Addison, where we did mechanical electrical design on multifamily. But I kind of got, burned out, I guess, in my early 30s of that whole industry, and I just wanted to go do something fun. So that's how I got into the firefighting business. I said, I'm tired of this corporate stuff. I just want to go do fun stuff. So I joined the fire department, or actually went through fire school, and then I worked for the Dallas Fire Department and a little bit of time in McKinney. And right about the time I got out of the fire service was when the T-shirt business, the subscription business, Firehouse Shirt Club, really took off, which was around 2015. And then that's when we opened up the print shop to support not only local printing needs, but also the T-shirt club.
Very, very cool. Nice journey. And it makes perfect sense to me. I've taken my own twists and turns to get where I'm at. Previous law enforcement, now real estate, and I've owned gyms in between and all kinds of fun stuff. So I get it. I totally understand. And I do believe that the Firehouse Shirt Club, that's done because of your passion for the firefighting life, for the firefighters, and certainly being in Celina, you've got a lot of passion for this community as well. So tell me, what is it that just really, really makes Celina so amazing to you?
Well, first of all, thank you for that. My wife and I, we really do try to stay involved in the community. It's an excellent community. If people don't know it, or if you don't know it, we get a tremendous amount of support from the city, the EDC, the people of the community are huge supporters of just trying to do business locally, and we appreciate that so much. It's an exceptionally supportive community. The people around here really, really make a strong attempt to do everything local, which I certainly appreciate, and any small business does. And that's been amazing. The support from the city, and again, the support from the community, the schools, just to support small businesses like us. It's been fantastic. I wouldn't go anywhere else.
And do you love what's going on downtown? Like, I think the idea is that the growth is coming. Everybody knows the growth is coming, and we want that to an extent, of course, but we don't want to just sell out who we've been and what's been so appealing about Celina over this whole time. I've been here since 93. You've been here for, 15 years or longer?
Yeah, in the area for 15 years.
You know what I'm talking about. So what do you think about that downtown right now? Like, we've got the best little downtown ever, don't we?
Shoot, it's the best kept secret in North Texas. It really is. And it's not much of a secret anymore. You can see that on any time they do these events downtown. It just gets stacked with parking. But it's a fantastic downtown. So one of the questions that I love to ask people, because one of the things I get feedback-wise from the people who listen, and by the way, it's growing exceptionally fast. So, but where do you like to eat when you go downtown Celina? Oh gosh, honestly, I try to hit all of them. Unfortunately, there's not very many of them, so I have to eat a lot of them multiple times a week. But I think my go-to at least once a week is Toasted Walnut. It's just a great place to grab a good sandwich or, whatever they've got on the menu is fantastic.
So that's the next question. If I walk in, you're sitting at Toasted Walnut and you're sitting there working on all of your reports and doing all of your work and stuff. What do I see you eating?
I had it today for lunch, the Italian.
Well, of course, Mr. Scano. That makes perfect sense. Of course, you had the Italian. So, tell me about that. I don't know exactly what that is. What is that?
Man, it's an Italian sandwich. I don't know. It's got all this Italian meat and some cheese and all the goodness that Joey puts on that sandwich. It makes it amazing.
You're like, I'm not a cook. I make T-shirts, but just trust me, it's good stuff.
That's right. And I actually don't even do that.
That's awesome. Okay, you run the show. Right. Now, I'm sitting here looking at a drink that you brought me a while ago, and you said I could have water or I could have this that's got a really long name. It's Sanpellegrino Limonata Italian sparkling drinks. Now, that sounds pretty fancy, so tell me about this. Like, is this something that you like, something you have on a regular basis, or is this just what they had on sale and you grabbed it?
No, I found this. This is Sanpellegrino. It's a limonata is the flavor that I like. It's an Italian sparkling drink. Fantastic. You can only get it in certain places. You can get it at Target. I actually order mine online because it's hard to find. And I have, I can't tell you how many cases because my wife would know, but I have them stashed all over. This stuff is fantastic. I really don't know where I found it, to be honest with you, but I found it probably within the last 3 or 4 months. You need to try it.
I'm gonna open this up right now as we sit here. Okay, and then I'm gonna give this a shot. So bear with me 1 second. I'm going for the taste. Oh my gosh, dude, that's really good. That is very lemony and good.
Right. It's like actual Italian lemons. At least that's what it says on the can.
I like it. I'm a little worried about the calories. How are we on calories here?
Not too bad.
No, not terrible. 120 calories. I can hang with that. That's not bad at all. Wow, that's really, really good. So you like the Italian sandwich. You got the Sanpellegrino here. And yeah, we've got quite the eclectic thing going on here. So what kind of things does Jim Scano do for fun? Like, what are your hobbies and interests?
Gosh, I really, I love being around my family and my friends, and that's the truth. Deborah, my wife and I, we spend a lot of time around our friends, either going out to dinner. You might be able to hear the train in the background.
And that's awesome. That adds so much. That's Celina for you right there. That's awesomeness.
That's for sure. But yeah. So, I love to be around family and friends. I'm going to wait till the train goes by. My personal... There it goes one more time. My personal hobbies, I have a pilot's license, and me and a couple of other guys have an airplane, so I fly a little bit.
Okay, tell me about this airplane. So we're talking about like a propeller type, like a Cessna, something along those lines? Is that the...
Yeah, exactly. It's actually a Piper, but it's the same. It's comparable to like a Cessna 172. A lot of people are familiar with.
Gotcha. And if you take that thing out flying, are you just flying locally, or do you take it like on little trips? What do you do with it?
We've done both. And if I'm not going on a trip, I just fly around North Texas. I buzzed around here quite a bit, but yeah, we've taken it as far as we've had it for about 2 years, and I've taken it as far as Indiana.
What a fantastic thing! What a great hobby. So, I'm kind of intrigued by this idea of having a plane, and you share ownership with someone else, like you said. So, where would you keep an airplane around here?
Surprisingly, it's hard to find a place to keep an airplane. Airports are disappearing faster than we can keep up there because they're not making any more of them. Land's too valuable. So we're fortunate. We have our plane in a hangar over at Aero Country in McKinney, just right there, right behind Walmart, kind of 380 Custer area.
Right.
We're right over there.
Very, very cool. So you got your pilot's license how long ago?
Officially, I think it was 2019.
2019. So you've been flying for a minute. Have you had any scary situations yet?
I'll tell you what. Yeah. So when we did our trip to Indiana, it was me and my wife and my daughter Faith. We were going up there to see my other daughter. She was at a horse show, so we flew up there. And there's a lot of things, in a small airplane. They're super simple to fly, but you got to be smart about it. And you do these calculations for your fuel, because I can only fill up so much fuel for the weight that I have. You know what I mean? Because we're going a long distance. So if it's just me by myself, I could fill the tanks full. But with my daughter and baggage and all that, I had to empty the tanks a little bit. And so I had to calculate fuel, and we had to make one stop, I think in Arkansas, and then our next stop was our destination. And I did a great job, and my wife Deborah kind of helped me calculate on the way there. But when we landed in, we stopped and we refueled in Arkansas, but when we landed in Indiana, I think I had less than 5 gallons
Oh, my
left,
goodness.
which is exactly what I calculated. But in hindsight, probably not the smartest move in the world.
So I'm imagining 5 gallons. I carry a 5-gallon gas can when I go out and mow the front yard. So I don't know if I'd want to be in your airplane with only 5 gallons of gas in it.
Not when it's burning 9 gallons an hour, you know.
Oh my goodness. So wow, that's crazy. But does flying an airplane do things for you that only people who fly would understand?
100%. 100%.
Give me an idea. Like what is it? Like what's the attraction? What is it that just makes you love to do that?
When you get up in the air, nothing else on the ground matters. Like it just goes away. It really does, because you're at altitude, and now that Top Gun came out, I'm pretty popular guy, right?
Right.
But when you're at altitude, I mean, you got to be on your toes. You don't mess around. You have some time to relax a little bit, but you really got to pay attention. And so all of the things on the ground sort of go away. They really, really do. I mean, I could probably go over a forest fire and not even notice it, just because you're just paying attention to what's going on in the airplane. Especially when you're running that kind of fuel.
Yeah. So if I ever go up with you, the first thing I'm going to say is, how much gas do we have?
Absolutely. It's a great question to ask any pilot, actually.
If I get on the plane and I have my own jug, then you're going to know this is what's going on. It's probably not even legal, but
right. Ron, you're not going to need that. We're good.
I am flying with a former firefighter. I'm okay. I can bring gas on the plane.
That's
so
right.
I'm going to ask you a couple of things. So like, if you didn't live in Celina or in the Celina area, where would be your next favorite place to live?
Gosh, for me personally, I'm kind of a mountain guy. I'd like to see Colorado. Growing up here, I'm just kind of over the humidity, and I'm looking for a place to retire where the humidity. In fact, I went to a little website and I looked at all the states to find out which one had the lowest average humidity. And I looked at all of them, and that's kind of where I've got my eye on the top, 5.
I gotcha. And that makes perfect sense, because if you go outside, it is, I mean, the heat's one thing,
right?
But when you put the humidity in there too, oh my gosh, it's just literally unbearable at times. So tell me this, what's your least favorite color?
Least favorite color would probably be green.
Green, okay. And what's your favorite?
Blue. I'm always wearing blue or gray.
Makes me feel good that I'm wearing a blue shirt today.
Yeah, you qualified.
It allowed me to get in the front door. I got past security, so that was good. If you could be in a movie, any movie from all time, any movie, you can't say Top Gun.
Oh man, that was such an easy one.
What movie would you be in if you could star in a movie?
Oh gosh, beyond that, probably like The Untouchables.
Oh wow, nice, very, very good. All right, that's good. And do you guys ever do things like, do you go to Six Flags? Do you go to the State Fair? Do you tend to go to those types of places, or is that something? Not so much. We're not big on that.
Yeah, not so much. I'll go, just of course to entertain the kids or the family, but I'm not a huge crowd. I don't like a lot of crowds. Now, like downtown Celina, that's different. It's kind of our community, and I love going to those. But like going to sporting events, going to Six Flags, just not my thing, and I don't like standing in lines.
So what I was gonna ask is, a person who likes to fly their own plane, do you also get some sort of enjoyment out of riding things like roller coasters and stuff like that, or are they distinctly different? I'm just curious.
Interestingly enough, I'm scared of heights, so I don't.
Hold on. You fly an airplane.
Yeah.
And you don't like heights.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I'm not the only pilot. Ask around. It's not uncommon. I don't know what it is.
This is how this is going to work. Is we're gonna go up in a plane, and we're only gonna have 5 gallons of gas.
Right.
With a pilot that doesn't like heights, we're in a little trouble. But you know what? When we go down, we're gonna have the coolest T-shirts on, right?
Dang straight, for sure.
So tell me about this. You don't like heights?
No, I never have. I never had, and it made it really challenging to go through fire school, because we got to go through ladders and third-story buildings, and we got to get way up there. And man, I hated it. I hated heights. I don't like being on roofs. Yeah, I don't like it.
That's
The tall
awesome.
buildings, none of it.
That's super, super awesome. So if you could spend a day with someone from history, it could be a famous person or a not famous person, it could literally be anybody, but someone who's not actively in your life right now, who'd you like to spend a day with?
George Bush.
Which one?
The junior.
The junior. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've always admired him, especially through, when we went through 9/11 and his presidency. I just don't know that I have ever seen someone who is more just caring as an individual, such a great parent, such a great husband. I've loved the new movie. I think it's just called Bush. It may be on Netflix or something like that, where they kind of showed George Bush as a young adult and him growing in and, going to being a governor and then the president and all of his, screw ups. Like he was kind of a jerk at times when he was younger, but then he just matured and became this just exceptional president. And I just have so much admiration for that guy. I love him.
That's awesome. What a great person to spend a day with. Give me another one. Give me someone else that you'd like to spend a day with. That was a great one.
Nolan Ryan.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now you're talking my language. Tell me.
Right.
Yes. So he won me over at about the second punch on Ventura. I think that was the gig right there. I was like,
yeah,
I have a new hero, and it's called Nolan Ryan. He's already just amazing.
Right. Ventura was the only guy to get 5 hits out of Nolan Ryan and never make it to first base.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. That was classic. That was fantastic. I mean, that was just, I'm not condoning violence and all that kind of stuff, of course, but that was, hey, he charged the mound.
Dude, he was, I think it was he was young, right? He was it was maybe his first or second year or something like that. And then you charged the mound of Nolan Ryan?
Mm-hmm. Not real smart. Not real smart.
That guy's a legend. He was a legend then. Nolan Ryan started playing baseball to pay for his ranching.
No kidding.
He wanted to be a rancher. He's always wanted to be a rancher. I saw this on some documentary. So he wasn't like, hey, I want to go play baseball because I want to be an athlete. No, he wanted to ranch. So he went to play baseball to pay for his ranching.
I had no earthly idea. Who are two very influential people in your own life? And it could be people that were family. It could be, maybe a coach in the past or something. But who's been very influential in your life? Two people.
Man, I'll tell you, that is a really hard question for me to answer because I can't narrow it down to two people. I get a lot I try to get something out of all the people that I'm around. I mean, most recently, of course, my wife. She's been incredibly influential on my life in the most recent years. Growing up, of course, my dad, my mom, good, strong Christians. They've been married, continue to be married. 50. Wow. Gosh, I think maybe 60 years.
Oh my goodness.
That's terrible. I don't know, but
that's amazing.
Long time they've been married, and so them for sure. My brother and my sister. I'm about 9 years younger than my brother and sister, so I was somewhat of an only child once, the time I reached 10.
Sure.
But my brother and sister, just incredibly influential in my life, and they're just awesome people. They really, really are. My friends, I've got a very, very close group of friends that I grew up with, and we still spend not a lot of time together just because we've got families, but we all still live within, 20 miles of each other or so. And we get together for the big events. My friends are a huge influence on me. So it's hard to say two, but man, I've had a lot of great people around me.
But that's part of what makes you who you are is you, like you said, you get a lot. You have all these great people around you. And you gain something from that. If you can, I'm going to hop over to some kind of fun questions real quick. And one that I like to ask people is, if you were a ghost, what would you do?
If I were a ghost and I could do anything, right? So I could fly anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. The world's yours. You're a ghost, man.
Man, just thinking, off the cuff, and I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about this. I've never been asked that question before, so it's the first time, and I'm not a super fast thinker. So off the cuff, I'm thinking, gosh, wouldn't it be cool to just hang around on an aircraft carrier or something and just see, how the military runs and, hang out on the flight deck and watch those planes take off. I think that'd be pretty sick.
That would be pretty awesome. So would you scare people?
Oh my God, as a ghost, of course.
I mean,
you've got to, right?
You've got
to that.
Yeah, make a pin roll across the desk, or just make the room get colder. Whatever ghost powers are. I mean, absolutely, you got to do that.
As a matter of fact, I can tell you a little story. When we were kids, one of our funnest little pranks that we used to do. We did all sorts of stuff as kids, but So back then, everybody had basically the same cable. It was before DirecTV and all that. We had cable, right? So we would take we would take my parents' remote control from their cable box. We'd run around the neighborhood at night and look in people's windows and change their channels.
Oh my gosh.
Raise the volume, turn the TV on and off.
That is
so we're
awesome.
basically playing Ghost then.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. What a great, I'm sorry that I missed out on doing that. That sounds
totally innocent, other than the fact that you're peeping in their windows, right?
But you didn't have a malicious intent other than just to scare someone.
Yeah,
so
this is awesome.
I think that's awesome. That's a lot of fun. So if you could go back in time, speaking of when you were younger, if you could go back to your 17-year-old self and either give yourself some advice or just say something to yourself, what kind of thing would you say or ask yourself, or what advice would you give yourself?
Keep going. Be patient.
Explain that.
Yeah, as a young adult and with brother and sister older than me, they were obviously ahead of me.
Right.
And I always wanted to catch up. And I never, I started young. I couldn't get through, I didn't get through college. I went through one semester of college and got kicked out for, on academics just because I just wasn't patient. I couldn't sit still. I just want to go. I'm tired of college. I'm ready to start my own business. I gotta go. So, I wish I'd have been more patient with myself.
So you'd tell yourself, be more patient.
Yeah. Follow through with the little things.
Stick with it.
Yeah. It's so important. I've learned that as an adult to follow through with the little things. You may have heard the guy talk about, I think he was doing a commencement speech. It was a military guy, and I don't remember his name, but he talked about the things that you could do to make yourself successful. And the first thing that you can do is make your bed in the morning. Because regardless of how good of a bad of a day you have, you come home and at least you got that done.
Yeah, profound stuff. Very, very, very good stuff. So if you can think back to kind of that time period in your life, like let's just say middle school, high school, what TV shows did you used to like to watch when you were a kid? Like, did you do, I went to school and then came home, flipped on the TV, and I think my first show was like Gilligan's Island, and then just kind of whatever, it just rolled like that.
Same. Gilligan's Island, that was the show.
Yeah, I mean,
every
still
day.
To this day, it makes no sense, like, to my child to watch that. They hate it.
Yeah.
But it was greatness, and I love doing it. So give me some other ideas of shows that you used to like when you were a kid, or cartoons. What did you used to like?
I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons, and I liked the Roadrunner one. I can't remember the name of it. That was always a really good one. I think I liked it. It's interesting. I think I liked it because if my dad got up and he would watch it with me, he would laugh his tail off. And I think that's why I kind of connected with it.
I've got some very rapid fire questions for you.
All right.
And luckily most of these are just like one word answers and stuff. So this is the way that I like to give somebody insight into somebody in about 1 minute. Okay?
You got it.
All right, here we go. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Mustard or mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Chili with beans or without?
Without.
Pineapple okay on pizza or pineapple never on pizza?
Okay on pizza.
More cream or more sugar?
Cream.
Classic rock or classic country?
Classic rock.
Ford or Chevy?
Chevy.
Fruity Pebbles or Fruit Loops?
Fruity Pebbles.
Acoustic or electric guitar?
Acoustic.
Okay, and this is the one I always pause on. I don't know why. I did this to the mayor. I paused on this because you could take this two ways. Let me think. This means which would you rather play, not which would, you'll understand when I ask. First or third base?
Third base.
Do you see how that could really be taken the wrong way?
That could be taken the wrong way.
That could be, so I stop on that. I'm going to scratch it out of my little book here so I don't have to ask that anymore. And you've already answered this one, but I'm going to ask anyways. Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
1986 or 1999?
86.
Orange juice with or without pulp?
Absolutely. You can't drink it with pulp. That's wrong.
I love it. Ralph Malph or Potsy?
Potsy.
Laverne or Shirley?
Laverne.
Disney World or Disneyland?
100% Disney World.
What's the last thing that you Googled?
It was something of, what did the last thing I Googled? I think it was something about electricity.
Larry Curly or Moe?
Curly.
Skim milk or whole milk?
Whole milk.
Silver or gold?
Silver.
Harley or Corvette? Harley Davidson or Corvette?
Corvette.
Fred or Barney?
Barney.
Roadrunner or Coyote?
Roadrunner.
How many episodes of The Kardashians have you ever watched?
0.
How many episodes of The Bachelor have you ever watched?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, a few. That's embarrassing, but yes.
Oh, my gosh. All right, we'll just leave it right there. We'll just say yes on that one. We're not even going to put a number on it.
Right.
Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker?
Luke Skywalker.
Miyagi-Do or Cobra Kai?
Miyagi-Do.
Brown or white gravy?
White gravy.
Brownies with or without nuts?
Without nuts.
AM radio or FM radio?
FM radio.
Sausage or bacon?
Bacon.
You have to eliminate one letter from the alphabet. Which letter do you eliminate?
Q.
What kind of animal would you be if you were not a human?
A dog.
You would be a dog. I like that. A dog that's afraid of heights or not?
I would prefer to be a dog that wasn't afraid of heights. That'd be awesome to be something, you know.
Would you be a dog that drank Pellegrino Limonata?
That's all I'd drink if I could. Be living the high life as a dog.
Very good. Jim, I know you've got some social media stuff out there, and I just watched a video, something you did. It was a bit of a promotion for your business, and it literally had me laughing and watching it all the way through. And it was fantastic. I want to direct people to go watch that. As a matter of fact, if I can, I'm going to link to it on celinaradio.com on this particular video that I'm going to link. I'm explaining this to the people. There's someone standing in front of the building. He throws a T-shirt over the building, then runs in the front door, goes through the entire shop, and on his way through the shop, he like slides across a table. He picks something up, like a T-shirt or something, I don't know, and then like whacks another person in the face with it. And he goes through all this stuff. Obviously, you couldn't throw a T-shirt over the building. Obviously, you wouldn't have time to do all this stuff. But then he makes it out to the back, and as he's clearing the building, here comes the T-shirt, and lo and behold, he catches it. And it's awesome.
No, Ron, that actually happened.
It actually did happen. So that's the next thing I want to do then is I want to come over here and actually film that. But you've got a really, really awesome window out front. And I saw that earlier. What is that, like 1960s? Or what is that?
Yeah, so the word atomic is kind of like mid-century, right? So the screen printing has been around for several hundred years, but really became popular in the States in like the mid 50s, 60s. So that's where the name Atomic came from. So in our display window, right out here in front of our parking lot, we've got a long, tall display window where we have like a mid-century sort of like a set. I don't know what the name of it is, but
we've got a couple of mannequins. Scene out of history. There's like a television there, and you've got some, and it's very retro and awesome looking.
Yeah.
So it makes perfect sense with the Atomic T-shirts. It makes sense. So you know what would be super cool?
What's that?
Is if people came over here and stood in front of your window and actually did a selfie in front of whatever scene you've got going on, because you're going to change that out from time to time, right?
Yeah, we will. So like Christmas, probably throw up a Christmas tree and maybe a leg lamp or something. But yeah, that'd be great. Let's do a promotion. I'm in.
You want to do a promotion? So we could do a promotion. So why don't we say this? If somebody comes over, they stand in front of the window, do a selfie, throw it up on social media, what would you want them to tag?
Well, let's just like Instagram is probably the easiest because it's simply Atomic Tees, TEES. But yeah, if you tag us on Instagram at Atomic Tees with 2 E's, heck, I don't know. We'll maybe we can do a drawing or something, give somebody a free T-shirt, and you know what else I'll do? We'll throw in like a 6-month subscription to Firehouse Shirt Club.
Dude, I love that. What a fantastic idea. So we'd give away a free T-shirt, and could I get you to autograph and sign that? Something like, follow your dreams or something, because that's basically what you've done.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd love to.
So we'll give away an autographed T-shirt straight from Atomic T-Shirts, and then a 6-month subscription to Firehouse Shirt Club. And then they're going to get the shirt of the month, basically, once a month for 6 months.
That's it.
Wow, I love it. Jim, that's a fantastic idea. We're going to do that. But if people wanted to find you, say, on Facebook, Instagram, or if you wanted to share your email or a phone number, what kind of information do you want to share with people?
Yeah, for Firehouse Shirt Club, let's see. It's on Instagram. It's just You can just look up Firehouse Shirt Club. And for Atomic T-shirts on Instagram, it's just Atomic Tees. Facebook is kind of the same. I think it's, just Facebook / Firehouse Shirt Club and Facebook / Atomic T-shirts, I believe, on that one.
I think you're in a very, very fun business, and I think you're the right guy to be doing this, and you're certainly good for Celina. Celina loves you, and I know you love Celina, and we appreciate having you on the show so very much, and I'd love to have you on again. So was it so horrible that you wouldn't come back, or would you be willing to come on again?
Dude, I'd come back in a heartbeat, Ron. I really appreciate you having me on. It was a lot of fun.
All right, guys, that was Jim Scano. And as a tribute to the window he's got set up at the front of his Atomic T-shirt shop right here in Celina, Texas, I thought I'd play a little 1960s music. So it's kind of in that atomic age when we came out of World War II through the 50s and the early 60s. And this is a throwback to that time. So stop by his place, check out that window. Remember to do a selfie in front of it. Throw it up on Instagram and tag Atomic Tees, Tees. And we're going to do that drawing and give away that 6-month subscription to some of those Firehouse t-shirts. And you're also going to get a special Atomic t-shirt autographed by Jim Scano. Now, guys, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Post this on Facebook. Go follow us on TikTok and Instagram and all that fun stuff, and help us continue to build this as the #1 podcast in Celina, Texas. And we've got some amazing guests coming up on the show. You're going to love it. I wish that I could just push them all out at one time so you could just kind of do a binge listen. But of course, we can't do that because then you'd have nothing to look forward to. So guys, stay safe out there. The world's a crazy place right now. But you know what? We're going to make it through it together. And as I always say, God bless, and I'll see you on the next show. Now let's jam out just a little bit to some of this 1960s coolness.